Welcome to the Jen Cares Powered by Chosen Live podcast, a podcast that brings the community to you. Each week, we feature a guest that will help us stay in the know. We are here every Monday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, and share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now here's your host, Jen Cares.
Hey, good evening, chosen friends, and thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to Jen Cares, powered by Chosen Counselors. I am your host, Jen Cares, the founder of Chosen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, empower, and strengthen. There we go. Families, individuals, and families. I got to get my life together. I was just practicing it and proud that I knew about heart, and now I messed up with you guys. We here. Thank you for joining us, okay? Again, I thank each and every one of you for tuning in each and every week. Thank you for coming back again. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate you. Special thanks to Sandra Atkinson, who joined us last week. It was so good. Did y'all like? My favorite part was about the link. Of how if you got the link and everything is going, you can't hear anything. But if one link is talking at a time, you understand what's going on. Because sometimes we got to learn to shut up. She was all in our business, but it's all for our betterment, friends. As we continue or as we conclude this series, Surviving Life, I want to just share again what the motivation was behind the idea of surviving life. To survive means to continue to live or exist in spite of danger or hardship. A survivor is a person who survives, especially a person remaining alive after an event in which others have died. Yet surviving means to remain alive, especially after the death of another or others. It's continuing to exist and remaining intact. This theme came about because survival is truly a daily thing. And I've called on some friends, and I hope that you've been encouraged as we talked about what helped them to keep going. Have you ever gone on a trip and found out you took the wrong bag? The wheels had a mind of their own. You didn't leave enough space for what you was going to get while you was away. I had that problem. I had to buy another bag. I kept my life together. But you ever went to the baggage claim section after your flight has landed and you keep seeing bags that look like yours, but it's not? Have you ever took the wrong bag? Have you ever tried to carry a bag in somebody else's bag and you toppled over? Tonight's goal is to share about the baggage claim process in our season of surviving. Some things should be on the journey, while some things we need to let go. Tonight's segment is baggage claim. And tonight's guest is going to share what bags we should be carrying, what bags we shouldn't be carrying. So help me welcome Therapist Tiff for baggage claim. Woo!
Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I was feeling great, and then I got flustered in the beginning. I was like, what is going on today? It's probably because she's tired.
Just work through that thing. That's all.
I'm going to work through it. It's my baggage. I brought my baggage. My baggage is spilling out, huh?
It's spilling out. So okay. It's okay.
It is okay. And that's what we want to talk about tonight. That we all have baggage. But learning how to manage that baggage and knowing who to go to talk to handle that baggage.
That's right.
Wow. So what we do here, as you know, is we start off with a quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, baggage could be a tricky thing. It could be carried over, gifted, inherited. Again, baggage could be a tricky thing. It could be carried over, gifted, inherited. I'm not going to mess up her name, but what are your thoughts on that quote?
You know what's crazy? I really like that quote because one of the things that I was thinking about, right, is that in terms of baggage being tricky, because a lot of times we don't really know that something is baggage until it starts to impact our lives, right? And so we can think we're carrying it well. It's not too heavy. It's not a burden. It's not a bad thing. And then all of a sudden, it gets in the way. That's when it becomes baggage, right? And then some of the other things I was thinking about in terms of like the idea of it being gifted or inherited, right? When we think about gifts, we normally think about them as a good thing, right? Something that we want, something that someone is given to us, right? And so gifts can be, the baggage that can be gifts could be those things, those values or morals or experiences that our families give to us to help us understand our place in the world and how we show up in the world, right? And then when things are inherited, sometimes those things we don't want and we're not prepared for. Right? And so when you inherit baggage, those things can be things that are like that create complications or don't necessarily fit into the plan that we have for our lives. And an example of that could be something like a traumatic experience, or that we don't have the ability to avoid, or the messages that we receive from our family members about who we are or who they think we're going to be. And it impacts the way that we see ourselves and our hope for who we can be in the future. And so those were the initial thoughts that I had when I read that quote.
Yes. The inherited ones that we weren't ready for.
Right. Yeah. Listen, we get baggage from everywhere.
Everywhere.
And a lot of times the stuff that we're carrying isn't our stuff. That's that inherited stuff that we got from other people or other places that really isn't ours to carry.
So good already. And this is what we're talking about. In surviving life, sometimes we have some bags. Physical bags, literal bags, mental bags, bags in our eyes because we're not getting enough rest because stuff is overwhelming us. Right. And it can be overwhelming, or like you just feel like you have to have enough space, so you have so many bags. I know somebody, there was a time that, you got a pocketbook and you got a Bible bag and you got a shoe bag and you got this bag. Too many bags. To me. But for some people, it works for them so that they compartmentalize to make sure that everything is in its place. But then sometimes it's like, do I even really need all that? I didn't even change my shoes and I carried this bag for nothing.
Right.
So sometimes we got things. So then it's like gifted. Somebody gave me another bag while I was out. It's some things in there that I thought was good, not good.
Right.
And then I got it and I got to carry it. And depending, I might re-gift it. Re-gift it. And sometimes I even have to throw it away.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, Tiff, as always, share a little bit about who you are, because I try to let them know that I do got some people that know what they're talking about when they come over here.
So my name is Tiffany Harris. I go by Therapist Tiff. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I have my own private practice called Therapist Tiff LLC. I see all my clients 100% virtually. And so I see individuals, couples, families, whoever shows up.
Got it. And are you accepting new clients?
I am accepting new clients currently, but as a caveat, I always like to, put it out there that I don't take insurance. So that is something that for some people could be right up their alley, and for some people could be a barrier.
Got it. But if we need it, we're going to get it.
I mean,
And if we connect with the person, we're going to pay that money, right?
That's right. That's right.
I saw this girl, she was getting her braid. It was like $300. I was like, $300 where? That's just me. But it's somebody that's going to pay and feel like, this was the best day of their life. So again, it's knowing what it is that works for you. So again, friends, if you need a therapist, know somebody that needs therapists. Therapist Tiff is taking new clients. Yeah. She's going to help you get your life together and find out what this baggage stuff is going on.
That part.
Okay. So I love tonight's theme and wanted to correlate it to flying. So first, let's talk about why there are baggage limits in life. Is baggage limits going on a plane?
Right.
And we can talk about that too in parallel, how it is with life too. But
Right.
why do you feel like there are baggage limits in life?
Well, there's baggage limits because it has to do with capacity, right? So if you're carrying something that is too heavy, or too much, or doesn't fit with what you're carrying it in, then it becomes an issue around how you're able to manage that. Right. So it can impact your functioning. It can impact, when you're thinking about emotional baggage, it can impact relationships. It can impact the way that you see yourself.
Right.
And the ability that you have to be able to move throughout the world.
It's too much. I think that's the thing, when it's too much, and sometimes we don't realize that it's too much.
Right.
I often share with people, like, we want to be careful of not going into survival mode. 100 million things have happened, and we're like, all right, I just got to keep on going. But then it's something else that's on your back. You feeling like, why can't I move as freely as I was moving before? I done picked up something else that I need to pick up, or it's time for me to really let this go.
Yeah.
But I need to hold on it to a little bit more because it gives me some comfort. And I want to let it go. But I want to hold on, that tug of war of, let me be the helper, let me be the savior, and needing somebody to help and save you in the process.
Yeah. And sometimes when you have those limits and you don't recognize them, it creates limited space for you to be open to other opportunities or other relationships or other ideas.
Very nice. Yes. And it's funny because when correlating baggage, a baggage limit to like a plane and things, one, you're trying to, most people I know are trying to get where they get their carry on and be good. Because I have to pay that extra fee.
Right.
Try to make a couple carry-ons. Like me, when I took at one bag and needed some more bags, so I bought stuff. Nevertheless, don't judge me. It happens. Needing another bag.
Yeah.
And the challenge comes because, one, the plane can still only hold so much. So if a plane can only hold but so much, of course we can only hold so much. And then you feel like it's gonna fit. You trying to stuff it. After a while, you got to take stuff out, throw it out. Do I really need this? Do I really need that? And we'll talk about that part. But if the plane again can't hold but so much, we have to know that we too, as humans, as people, can't hold that much because it can be overwhelmed. We'll topple over.
Right. Yeah. The weight of the baggage can be different also depending on what's in the bag, right? So let's talk about, when you think about limits, right? The limits are not only in what can fit, but the limits are also in the weight of what it is.
Yes.
Right. And so if you're carrying things and it's weighing heavily on you, it may not even be that it can't fit, but it's the weight of what it is that you're carrying that's making it difficult for you.
Did already. It's funny how life works because, like, ironically, you'll do something, you just doing it because it's something that you do, and he was like, oh, I did it, and now I can correlate it to the conversation tonight. So I went for my walk today, right? And I knew I wanted to stop at the store to pick up something. I was like, it might be chilly outside. I don't know. I don't want to really carry bags, so let me get a book bag. So I took a book bag to go out so that I could be able, like, as I'm in the store, drop in a book bag, put it on my back. I'm dead. Oh, Dora Explorer going out there, you know. But the store I went into, I was able to just put in my book bag, gave me a nice view of the area, came back home, unload the book bag and things of that sort. So sometimes there's different bags for different reasons.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, of knowing which bag we should have. Because like in the airport, depending how far you're going, how long you're going to be away, you want a big enough bag to hold all the things that you're getting. Leave some space in case you buy something. Just saying. Or their rolly bag. I was watching a video of someone that works at the airport, and she was saying which bags were good, which bags were bad. Really, it's what bag works best for you. So like the 4 wheels or the 2 wheels or the no wheels, and you're carrying it. Or the book bag, you know, because even with work, you know, that shoulder bag was great. You was like, I done made it to the adult world. I'm a grown up. I got a job. But that shoulder hurt after a while. You find that the book bag helps to even it out. So let's talk about different types of bags, because we're going to have baggage. But what are the different types of bags you think are coming to mind for that we should consider?
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of different types of baggage, right? There's emotional baggage, which is just based around like maybe how you manage your emotions, what you know about your emotions, what you know about what triggers your emotions, right? And then there's, relationship baggage, which impacts the way that you show up in relationships, what you need in relationships, what type of people you want to be in relationship with, right? And then there's that physical baggage, right? It's the things that physically impact your ability to carry things. So, did you have an injury? Have you been in an accident? Have you how do people being in close proximity to you, or how people touch you, how does that impact the way that you interact with people? All of those things can create baggage that you carry with you as you move throughout the world. Now, it don't have to be bad baggage, right? Because some of these things are things that you need to know in order to be in relationship with other people.
Right.
But some of these things, depending on how you manage them, can also keep you from being open to being in relationship with people.
Yes, I love that part right there. Because sometimes it can be good. So, like from experiences, we learn how we want to be treated in things, or what the fairy tale of whatever your fairy tale is, whether it's relationship, a job, a house, whatever. And sometimes we hold on so tight to a specific that we miss out on it having all the other things that we need.
Right.
Oh, but it wasn't in this neighborhood. Maybe it wasn't meant for you to go into that neighborhood.
Right.
Oh, he's not short. He's not tall. He's not this. He's not that. She's not that. But maybe that's what you did need, because you found out when you was doing your own thing, getting what you wanted, it wasn't working out. So maybe you do got to try a different sauce in the pot. I don't know.
Right.
But sometimes holding on to a way that you feel like it should happen, that sometimes cause that baggage to be a weight when it was meant to really help you to get through life.
Right. Yeah. Some of the stuff we carry with us, we need in order to grow. Right. If we hadn't experienced things, if we hadn't learned about things, if we hadn't been in relationship with people, we wouldn't know maybe what we want, what we need, what's important to us. And so we need those things in order to be able to grow from them.
Right. Oh, so we said it was emotional baggage. We said it was physical baggage. What other baggage did you say?
Relationship baggage.
And it's a gazillion more.
I mean, there's tons of more. I just can't think of them all right now. I mean,
it's good.
I was gonna say family stuff, but that's kind of in the same vein as like relationship, right? Being in relationship with your family creates different experiences, and it creates a different idea about how you want to interact with people.
And let's stay there for a second, because relationships does really encompass a lot of different parts of life: the family, the friends, the platonic, the romantic, whatever you want to, your work relationship, your relationship with your car, your relationship with your neighbors, relationship with everybody, But what happens is we have an interaction with someone in whichever one of those capacities, and it goes well. So we hold on to like, all right, this is how we want it to work. But then we also hold on to how we don't want it to work. And sometimes holding on to both, we get boggled down too, because sometimes some of that bad stuff was still good for us, but some of that good stuff wasn't really good for us.
Right.
So like knowing how to decipher between what is good and what is bad, and knowing that some bad is still good and some good still is bad. Last week we talked about broken to be a blessing, and we talked about how it worked out for our good, and it don't always feel like it.
Right.
That person did me bad in that relationship, that job did me wrong. That neighbor did not shovel my side of the snow. Whatever it is. Now, again, that's not something that your neighbor have to do. I thank God for my neighbors, because they did my whole little thing, and I'm a corner. Thank you, God. But some things people do out of the kindness of their hearts, And
Right.
sometimes our expectation gets us in trouble that causes us to have some more baggage than what we thought. Can we talk about expectations? How does that mess us up with baggage?
Yeah, I think expectations depends on how you use the expectation, right? So if your expectation is based on your needs, then that's a great expectation, right? So you can tell somebody exactly what you need in relationship with them, right? But if your expectations are based on something that you never tell the person that you're expecting from them, sometimes they may not intrinsically just know what to do. So then you're upset with them because they didn't do something that they didn't know they should do, or they didn't know that was expected of them, right? So sometimes when we've been in relationship with other people, because of the way that they treated us, we just expect that other people will do the same, which can be good and bad, because the expectation could be, I expect somebody to treat me well, but the expectation could be, well, I've always been in relationships where people treated me bad, so I expect the same thing. So then you're not allowing room for what you might deserve.
You didn't have the extra room in your bag, friends.
Right.
But I love the piece that the hard part about expectation, though, is I can still tell somebody what it is that I want, but that doesn't mean that they're going to give me what it is that I want. Because it might not be in their capacity, or their bags may be so full that they really can't give in that area at the moment because they have some things going on.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, they don't love us. They don't care about us. They just want us to fail and things of that sort. And sometimes they are they are communicating, saying, okay, I can't do that this time. You know, how can we work out a different way? And you're like, but no, you didn't. And sometimes they're trying to help in a way that they can because they got their own stuff going on. I think sometimes people forget that. It's funny. I follow this girl on social media, and she be giving people the business because she be like, but then you say, like, pulling receipts. And it was a guy and a girl chatting, and she was like, you know, she needed some food and things of that sort because, you know, she was hungry. He was like, didn't you say you live up over whatever area where they live at? She was like, yeah. He sent her a link. She was like, oh, you ordered me something. What's this? She was like, you sent me a food bank? And she felt some type of way. One, you didn't know this person that long. He was helping you actually long term more than just that moment. Because if you go out to eat, that's for that moment. Maybe a leftover if you remember. But if you go to a food bank, they gonna give you some potatoes, they can give you some bread, they can give you some milk, some eggs, cheese galore, you know, and it lasts you for a longer time. And sometimes we get upset because people aren't giving us a microwave piece of our expectation of what we're asking for because we want it right then. And they're trying to help us survive a little longer. And that comes with baggage too, because we're so used to, well, McDonald's, have it your way, you know?
Yeah.
But no, you gotta sometimes kick off your feet, kick off your shoes. You can't kick off your feet. Kick off your shoes and relax a bit.
Yeah.
To let it, you know, like, work out.
And when it's that negative baggage that is guiding those expectations, it doesn't allow for you to shift what the expectation could be.
It's hard. It's hard, but it's not hard because we've all been there. You know, sometimes we get stuck like, no, this is how it's supposed to be. Nope, you can't do that. This is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
No, it can't go that way. It got to go this way. And we forget that a dime could be a dime. It could be 10 pennies.
Yep.
A nickel and 5 pennies.
5 pennies, yeah.
It also equals to a dime, but you sometimes can get there a different way. So really just being open to other ways that it can work out.
Right. Yeah.
So also on the plane, we have either carry-on luggage or we have checked luggage. So carried on means we can take it on the plane with us. Checked, it got to go underneath the plane. And we're hoping that it makes it to our destination in one piece. I've had it where it didn't make it to my destination. They had to give me a little baggie. Here's a t-shirt, toothbrush. Like, no, where's my bag? However, we have the carry-on or the check bag. What are some things that we want to have on us at all times, possibly, and then some things that can go in a check bag because we can get a little bit later?
Yeah. So I think when I think about carry-on bag, I'm thinking about what are my essential items? What are the things that when I get to my destination or on my way to my destination
Mhm.
that I absolutely need and cannot live without, right?
Yes.
And then because of that, you have to think about the capacity of what you have to carry with you, right? So what are you carrying it in? And how heavy is it? How easy is it to maneuver? Right? That's what needs to go in your carry-on bag. All the essentials that you can carry and manage pretty easily.
Right.
Right? And then your check baggage is the things that maybe you need to go with you, but you may not need them right now. It's not essential for you to carry on your journey with you right now, right? And so it allows you to carry more, but you have to check it away, right? Because it might be too heavy to carry on the journey,
Right.
right? Many of us compartmentalize, right? So we want to tuck it away and put it somewhere else. Right. And so that's the stuff in the check bag. We're going to check it away, put it somewhere else, not really deal with it right now. But at some point, we got to pick it back up. So then when we pick it back up, what are we using to be able to manage it as we're carrying it with us? Right. So in your carry-on bag, you want all your tools, right? Your coping skills, what you know about yourself, what you know about your experiences, what you know about how they impact your relationships, right? Your carry-on bag, the things that are your check bag is the things that maybe you need to work a little harder at understanding about yourself, understanding about who you are and what you want for yourself. That's kind of how I was thinking about that.
Definitely. Like I was thinking of, like, that bag being like an easy access bag of the things you need. Because I shouldn't be putting jeans in there. They should be in my check bag because I already got jeans on. I don't need those. If we have an accident, then we go get them. But it's not something I have to have right at my fingertips all the time.
Right.
I might want a pen. I might want a journal. I might want some chapstick, some lotions. I'm not out here ashy and chapped lips and things. So it's those things that you need a little quicker than the others. And I think sometimes we pick up those things that we're still dealing with, or like maybe it's funny. Belinda just joined in, and Belinda does some crocheting. So as great as crocheting is in my carry-on bag, it can still take up some space, right? But because I still want to process it, I got in the bag, and now I don't have my chapstick, or I don't have my money, or I don't have my wallet and things that sort, because I purpose that space for something that wasn't really as needed as what I needed right now. And sometimes we have to be careful to make sure that we are packing the things that we need and putting to the side those things that aren't as important. Not saying it's not important, excuse me, but really knowing the difference between priority. Here we go. Priority and regular, because there's priority people that can get in, then the regular seats. The first class they get in, or the coach and things that sort. Right. So knowing what's priority of what you need, or know things that, okay, I can get it when we get there. There's no rush on that. Or if I need it, I can stop at one of these high price stores in an airport to get it, and hope that next time, because next time we'll do better to bring it. And let's talk about that too, because sometimes we don't put the priority pieces in our bag, and then we have to pay a cost to now get it.
Right. Right.
And we talking about baggage. So like I done got rid of some baggage from taking some money. But it was money that maybe I didn't want to have to spend, money I didn't have to spend had I prioritized my carry-on bag and my check bag to be able to even it out just a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. And that prioritizing is really important, right? Because it's important to know what's important to you, right? And what's important in certain situations, right? Some of the things that is priority when it comes to career and life goals are not necessarily priority when it comes to just day-to-day functioning, right? You're going to need different tools to function day to day versus needing tools for understanding and developing life goals. So those are two different things, long-term, short-term.
Right. Which is good.
Priority is different.
Right. And that's good because the long term and short term, because sometimes we get caught up on the long term and we forget that it takes those short term baby steps to get to that long term. Like, I want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I'm going to quit my job today and be an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So you quit your job. How you paying your bills? Did you save up enough?
Right.
Are you able to invest in the money that you need for this business that you're starting?
Do you even know what type of business it is that you want to start?
What kind of business do you want to start? I want to sell lemonade. Not knocking lemonade because I know a lot of kids do lemonade and things of that sort. But what happens is sometimes you also want to get an audience to know what causes your lemonade to stand out from somebody else's. Because I could go to Wawa, give me a Turkey Hill lemonade.
Yeah.
Or the store brand lemonade. And be just fine,
Right.
So you want to know that what you are doing is going to cause it to stand out. But the baby steps gets me to where I can say, okay, I'm quitting my job and I'm just doing this.
Right.
Some people go all savvy, and that's great if you can do it. But normally it's because somebody has started something, they have an inkling of something, or if God told you, I ain't holding you, but don't come over here saying that Jen told you to quit your job and you have your stuff together because she didn't say that, but mine did say. But just being mindful, and let's put that priorities of the different baggage and things that we have. One of my friends is saying, again, friends, if you have any comments about what baggage you have, let us know because we all got it. Sandra said, expectations is my worst enemy. Always expecting others to do what I would do. Not so. Let's stay there for a second because that's a big bag.
Yeah.
I can say, Tiff, can you pour the water into the glass? And as simple as that is, if she didn't pour how I was going to pour, she used her right hand. I would have used my left hand. What? Right. It's simple as that sometimes. And sadly, their way of doing it is going to be different from yours. It might be 5 hours later that they pour that water in the glass. Hope you didn't die of thirst. The process is sometimes that people don't do it how we would do it. And we get frustrated. But, it's not until we delegate it to somebody else that we can have a moment to say, one thing off my back. Delegate taking some baggage off, because after a while it gets heavy. You can see, like, what's going on? Where she got too much to carry. We have to know how to give it away sometimes. They might not do it right, but guess what? They tried. Yeah. And it's a teaching, a learning experience where we can teach them how to do it to make it better for the next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Learn how to give it away and allow someone else to do it, but also learn how to know that the way that they might do it, even though it's different, it's not less than in terms of getting it done.
Yes. It's funny. We're coming up on spring. Come on, spring. Groundhog, don't show off. Spring, come on. What happens when we're around springtime is they call spring cleaning. So you're trying to get rid of stuff, And last year I was like, I'm going to give away some stuff that I ain't been wearing. I ain't had nowhere to go, so I can't really give it away because I don't know if I still do want to wear it or not. I need to stop saying I don't have nothing to wear because you do. Nevertheless, sometimes you just want something new. Praise my strength in the Lord. But in that spring cleaning, we talking about giving away stuff. Sometimes it really is a saying, you're not going to do nothing with that. Why are you holding on to it?
Right.
Let it go. Either you give it to the Goodwill. I got a little buy nothing Lansdowne area where we just, give away stuff to our neighbors for free and things, or it needs to go in the trash. And sometimes we really need to sit with our baggage to know what needs to go to Goodwill. Somebody else could find it and be a treasure. What needs to go in the trash? It has lived, it has died, it needs to go. Yeah. And what things we do want to use or rebrand or reshine, spruce it up a little bit so it can work out things. Mix a little this with a little bit of that, so that we can go forward. Because spring gonna be here, and if we ain't right, we're gonna be adding some more things and still got too much stuff of what we already got going on. Right? But why is that so hard for people to throw stuff away?
I think it's hard for people to give stuff away because one, it could be a comfortability thing. I'm comfortable with these things, right? Two, some of the things that you are holding on to remind you of someone or or an experience that if you give it away, it feels like you're letting go of that part of that person or that experience.
Can we pause there for a second?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because there's some people I don't want to remember. I'm sorry. Relax, release. Relax, release. But that part right there is like we're holding on thing that it's going to come back around again, and it may or may not. You know,
right.
now I get if it's a loved one that's passed on and things of that sort. But some stuff we really hold on to.
Yeah.
And it no longer really holds the same value that it did when we first got it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So this tube of lotion.
Mm-hmm.
How they do on YouTube? When I first got it, it was full.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like emptying out of things of that sort. Eventually I have to throw it away because when it's empty, what I look like pouring something back into this little tube of lotion. I look special, right? But sometimes we hold on to it. It be done expired. We done had it too long. It doesn't hold its purpose anymore. It has now separated. It's like a oil with a white cream or a little water going on, depending on what's mixed in it. And sometimes we're holding on to it and it's useless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It doesn't hold the same value. Yes, I know they gave it to you. I know it was special, but guess what? You used it all, sis. Let it go in the trash.
Yeah.
I know they gave it to you. They wanted to look out for you, but bruh, let that go.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens too when we have it, and because it was so great when we first got it, then now it's causing rashes and irritations and things of that sort. But no, they gave it to me. I gotta keep it. We look special. We look special. I'm gonna put myself out there with us too because we look special. We do some things that we should and shouldn't do. And they were like, but I got all this stuff because you ain't letting nothing go. Right. It's some stuff that we got to let go. And I just want to say about because, again, it does hold a value, but sometimes it takes us to a bad place. Mm-hmm. It may take us to a good place, but if it ain't a good place or where you're trying to go, you got to let it go. And I get it that it's hard. Mm-hmm. I get it that it's hard. I done threw out some boomerangs and I thought they were going to come back and they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes things just no longer serve a purpose for us. Mm. The purpose is gone. There was a purpose at one point.
Yes.
But it's no longer serving you well. Mm. So therefore, it's time to let it go.
Mm. And that includes people, places, and
things. Yes.
Because you could have been a party goer. But as you get a little older, you can't hang like you used to hang. It no longer serves its purpose. You don't have to go to try to keep up with somebody. Be true to you. Enjoy you. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing. And I think sometimes we get caught in that too. We're like, come on, you can't know. It's cool.
Yeah.
You know, doing what works best for you. Being authentic. Being truly you. Okay, so sorry. Keep on going with the stuff that we throwing out that's hard to throw out.
What else do we keep? I mean, patterns, right? Mm-hmm. Like things that we learned about how to move throughout the world and move throughout relationships. The things that we learn about how to manage things or how to survive, right? Those things we carry with us. And sometimes as you evolve, those patterns no longer serve a purpose. But we still holding on to them because they're comfortable.
Come on, let's pause there too, sunshine. Right. Because, you know, so they say if you keep on going home the same way all the time, people are on your routine. Mm-hmm. So you got to sometimes switch it up. That's just safety 101. Right. If you always go down this street to get home, go a different way. Everybody going to know where you live because they're going to be following you. Mm-hmm. You got to sometimes take that scenic route.
Right.
To get to where you're going. Paying attention to your surroundings to know if somebody's around you too, because that's a big one too. But sometimes in our patterns, we get so focused. I'm always watching some memes or something crazy, and the person was driving, and it was like, "Oh wait, I'm driving," because we get so caught in patterns. If y'all ain't never had this happen to y'all, keep on living. Or you get to that stop sign and you think it's a real light, and you just sitting there like chilling, like this is a long light. It's a stop sign, you know.
Right.
We get so caught in patterns because, like, we know a stoplight is coming, but it doesn't mean it's always going to be a stoplight. Sometimes there are detours.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the detours?
Well, some people are, and some people aren't. Right. And sometimes the baggage that you're carrying can keep you from being prepared or open to moving through the detour.
Mm-hmm. Because it's going to take longer to get there.
going to take longer to get
I
there.
don't know that way.
It's going to be more complicated.
I don't know these people. This is different people. The route I'm used to, Susie is on the door, and I'm good.
Right.
Who you, Mr. Paul? I don't know you, Mr. Paul. Am I gonna be able to get in? Is it gonna be the same experience? And sometimes we get so used to that Linus blanket, that comfort.
Yes.
We can't be 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91, walking around with a blanket.
Yep.
We gotta let some stuff go.
Yeah. Definitely.
Continue. That was a good one too with the pattern stuff, but they get us.
What other baggage do we got? Let's think. Let me think.
Let's talk about the hold on, let me go to the comments for a second. Jeannie said, yeah, some people to let go. Some people gotta let them go. And don't be, because sometimes we let people go and they're not ready to go, but we know they need to go. Don't allow them to get you caught up where you keep that a little longer than what you need that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes we let people go, but we pick them back up in somebody else.
And so, Mama Wanda said some stuff we got to throw away. Let's talk about that though, because we throw it away and then we pick it back up. I wish I had another lotion over here. So what I'll do is let me find someone that's similar. Okay. So we'll throw this Nestle Pure Life away.
Right.
I'm not a fan of Pure Life. I got it because if I'm thirsty, I'm gonna drink it.
Yep.
To still pick up something else, same thing, different bottle, different brand.
Right.
Just know that if you're picking up something else, it has to bring you better. So again, I'm not a fan of Nestle, but I like this is BJ's water. I like BJ's water. So it's going to bring me something different. It's going to bring more life to me. I'm going to be excited when I'm experiencing this, because sometimes we pick it up. It looks the same, but it's a different experience. Make sure it's a different experience, and it's going to help you to survive and thrive in life, because it's going to be this stuff that you feel like is nasty. And again, if you like Nestle Pure Life, God bless you, guys. This bottle, I'll mail it to you. Make sure that what you're picking back up is still going to be able to give you that which you need, and not something that's going to pull you back down.
Right. And make sure that if you're letting go of something or someone for a reason that no longer serves you, that you don't pick back up the thing that no longer serves you in someone else or in another situation.
And what are the key? And that's the part too, because we don't pay attention enough.
No.
We just wanted a boo. We just wanted a call. We just wanted a job. And we don't do a good part of investigation or really paying attention to know if this is the right car for you. If you can't drive a stick, why you get a stick?
Right. That's why it's important to make an assessment about the baggage that you're carrying with you, and to be able to understand how that baggage is impacting what you choose for yourself going forward.
Yes.
Right. Understanding why you let something go. Understanding what it was that how they showed up that made you feel like they no longer served you, so that you can see it in someone else and know that that person is not for you either.
Right. And knowing what it is, that part of knowing what it is for you. We say self-care is not selfish, but we really get upset when people engage in self-care that doesn't include us or doesn't do what we thought they should be doing. And it ain't none of our business.
That's why it's called self-care, because it's mine.
It's mine. It's mine.
Not yours.
Another instance happened today, and I was on my little soapbox because I felt some type of way, because one, the situation had nothing to do with any of the people that was talking about it. It's not our situation. It's somebody else's situation, right? And we get in trouble with that. We give ourselves extra baggage, extra headache, because we're in somebody else's sauce. Or what works for them, right?
Yeah.
So it's a minister. He is now getting married. He's been with the woman over 20 some years. And they're like, oh no. She grown and he grown. That worked for them.
Right.
That's what they chose to do. She could have walked away, but she chose to stay.
Right.
He could have walked away. He chose to stay, right? And they're like, that's disrespectful. Now he's older because he's like 72, 82 or something like that, but he still looks good for his age. He's still walking around doing things. And in his building up to his proposal, he was saying of all like his shit eyes, or, you know, do I really want to give up my car? Do I really want to give up this? Did I really want to give up that? And I appreciated that because one, he was married before. So he's now in this place of, do I want to get married again? Because that was already experienced, obviously. He was young when he got married. Whatever happened. And now he's like, do I want to get rid of this? Do I want to get rid of that? But then he switched and said, but how is it fair for my doubts and things to be on her when that's not her concerning things? No, he says we're getting married. He proposed. She said yes. And I'm like, you know, that was just wrong. That was just wrong. And somebody commented that there's a lot of Noel Jones. Said his name. Dang, rabbit. It's a lot of him around. But what I enjoyed about it was the maturity that he had of saying, I wasn't ready then. Yes, we've been friends and together all this time. And now I'm at the place where I'm ready. And I said, Russian a turkey will give you a raw turkey. We're not eating a raw turkey. Some friends of mine watch cooking shows. I'm not a cooking show fan. I mean, I watch it because I'm there. That's what they put on. And like a steak, it doesn't have to be cooked all the way.
Right.
But a turkey burger, a chicken,
it
have to be cooked all the way. You know?
Right.
And sometimes we are in situations where we feel like, oh, it's done. Is that turkey, chicken, or steak? Because if it ain't a steak, and I really don't want a steak that got red, can you give me a well done? My preference, right? But that's the thing of self-care for somebody causes them to really think within themselves, am I ready for this? A relationship takes a lot more than just saying, hey, good morning, babe, good night, babe. What you doing in between? A car takes more than you driving. You need an oil change. You need them tires changed. You need inspections. You need whatever else that goes wrong with that car. Right. A job is more than getting a paycheck. You got to do something from 9 to 5 for them 2 weeks for them to give you that check.
That's right.
And sometimes, Mama, I promise I didn't mean to say that man's name. I was trying to mind my business because I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him or his wife. They doing what they doing. I'm minding my business. They happy, I'm happy, you know? Because so many people say, what I ain't going to do, what I ain't going to do. But if you're in that situation and you had that conversation with the person, what y'all do ain't my business. That's between you, them, and God. You know?
And then also when you're saying what you're going to do or what you would do, you don't really know until you're in the situation.
And if we honest, sometimes they be in that situation.
Well, that part.
But because they're not on the spotlight.
It's in the bag.
It's in the bag. And it's not really in the check bag because I know that you in the same situation, bro. Sis, things of that sort. But it was just interesting to see like all the females and things going on. And again, I'm not knocking nobody's, viewing things, but sometimes we rush things or we have expectations for people that aren't realistic when it ain't even our business.
That's right. Yeah.
It ain't our business.
Well, then you taking it and carrying it with you when it's not yours to carry.
I got enough baggage of my own, and that's why I want to talk about too. Sometimes us taking some stuff that's not even ours. Antoinette said the baggage, drop it off at Goodwill and keep driving. And make sure you get your little thing because you can even reap a reward from getting rid of baggage at the Goodwill because you claim it on taxes. Tax season is here. You can't do it for this one, you gotta do it for next one, but you know what I'm saying.
But that goes in good with the idea of like when you not only dropping off baggage, but when you heal from the things that are baggage, that's when you get the reward.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So the baggage is moving out the way, but there's a reward in that process.
Yes. And I love it because again, when you take it to the Goodwill, the reward is you use on Texas, but it's getting there. I can't tell you how long I've had a bag that needs to go to Goodwill. Another friend of mine, she was like, yeah, it's in the trunk. Eventually at least she got into the trunk. I ain't gonna hate. She closer to me. But eventually you gotta get there. And sometimes it's not even that it's something sentimental in it. Yeah. Sometimes it's just because it was yours and you had an attachment to it. You was like, maybe I'm gonna need it. And sometimes we're fearful of throwing stuff in the trash for that very reason. But what if I need it?
Yeah.
You ain't used it.
Sometimes it's just the process of getting it there.
Getting it there.
So the baggage is not necessarily it's not getting rid of it, but it's the process of moving it to get it to go someplace else.
Some other things I had that was type of baggage. Some things could be fear, trust issues, avoidance, not the greatest of past relationships. insecurities. We've
Mm-hmm.
talked about expectations,
Yeah.
but in acknowledging these types of baggage, fear, trust issues, avoidance, some bad relationships, significant others, boss and worker, you being a boss and they being a worker. They said that I did X, Y, and Z, and I was just saying, "Hey, how you doing?" Whatever it is, insecurities where you feel like you're not the greatest. These are really big, and social media. Social media can get us in so much trouble because even with the couple I was thinking of, somebody else had commented, they was like, well, on the show she just looks so sad. I said, you cannot believe television. You know how I know? I watched this show called Married at First Sight, and them producers, they edited intentionally to stir my pot. And I'm like, why they do that to that girl? Why they hooked them up? They know that was wrong. And sometimes it works out. Why? Because they just edited it in a good way to get you talk for ratings, And that's what social media does. Social media sometimes gets you riled up off of ratings, off these likes, off these comments, all this glitz and glam.
Right.
And on the other side, there's something else going on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, social media is one of those things that's a good and a bad thing, right? It's good because it can expose you to so many different people, so many different things, allow you to have relationships with people and understandings of things that maybe you would have never touched on before, and open your eyes to maybe some different opportunities or experiences that you might want to have, right?
Yes.
On the other hand, social media is a really hard thing for some people to manage, because when you have those insecurities, when you have those fears, when you are struggling in relationships, what you're seeing on social media is someone else's highlight reel. They're showing you all the amazing things that's happening in their lives without showing you how they got there or what happened before that, or showing you the behind the scenes of what is really happening versus what they're showing you. And so you're comparing all of your insecurities and your fears and your relationship issues to what someone else is saying is their very best.
The highlights.
The highlights.
Because I control what I share with you. And I saw the meme about this too. I don't be on social media that much to be knowing these memes, but I see the ones that I need to see when I see it. And it was saying, I post what I want to post. So the fact that you make a story out of what you did see is amazing to me.
Right.
I give you as much as I want to give you in my life. And then I keep the rest of me to say, have some, keep some, share some, hold some, always have some of that sort. Some people just tell everything. I'm going to the bathroom. I got purple on today. Just had me a cup of water. And it's great for some because that's what they do. People get money for doing that because they're creators and things of that sort. Right. But just know that when that camera's off, they're still facing life too. They still have some baggage too. Absolutely. It may not look like yours, but we know that money don't make that baggage any greater, any lighter. No. We all still bleed red, and it can be overwhelming things. Just knowing that everybody has baggage, and it's just a highlight.
Yes,
it's not the true story. It's a part of the story, but not the whole story.
It's not reality. It's not the whole reality of the situation. Yeah. And so you're comparing yourself to something that's unrealistic.
Which causes more baggage.
Right.
Because I got to be like, I got to get it together. I got to, how she say do it, what I got to do. Can I do it?
Right.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul to keep stuff together, keeping up with the Joneses.
And just because you see it don't mean that's what you really want. Right, we see stuff all the time like that's decent or that's dope, and then you start thinking you want it, but did you really want it?
Did you really?
What purpose is it going to serve in your life?
Or I was reading something, watching something. It was somehow how you want what I have, but you got to go through what I went through to get there.
Right.
And though it looks amazing here, but what I went through to get there. Did you know I was homeless? Right. Did you know I didn't have a job? Right. Did you know I was broke and didn't want to ask somebody? Did you know I stretched $20 for a couple weeks at a time?
Right.
You don't know what it takes for somebody to get to where they are. And sometimes you see the smile, and behind it's like, oh, Lord, a couple more moments. I can make it through this day. It's almost 5 o'clock when it's, a work day. Things that sort. I can turn it off. And sometimes we turn stuff on and we turn it off, But what happens when we can't turn it on again? We have to be able to deal with the baggage that we have, which is why we talk about therapy, right?
Yes.
It's funny. All month long, people have shared the different parts of therapy. Our first guest, she shared, going to therapy, and she was like, they just be writing stuff down and writing stuff down. I said, in therapist defense, we got a lot of stuff in our head sometimes. We want to make sure we remember, and we want to give it back to you. Like, so I hear you saying that, you're overwhelmed with blah, 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 whatever it is that you said and things that sort. So that we don't forget, because we also think of notes to be able to share feedback with you, but we got to write it down. The next guest, he shared the benefit of going to therapy. I was like, wait, men have, issues too? Because men feel like sometimes they try to portray that men don't, but they do. But what happens is, let's talk about this too. We don't always allow space for men to share their thoughts and feelings and things of that sort.
That's true.
So I'm not trying to say all these people names, but it's another couple who recently divorced, right? And she shared, and everybody was like kind of on the bandwagon and things like that. But then he shared, he was being emotional. They were like, "Oh, pull your pants up, grow some, da 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 da." Why can't he be affected?
Right.
As she was affected.
Exactly.
They both went through similar experiences. It caused some baggage of a sort of, can I pick this up again? Do I want to be in a relationship again? Can I move forward with this? And again, just trying to encourage that piece. And then last week, we were talking about how that part of survival. So you get into survival, he was like, I know I need somebody to talk to, but do I have the time to talk to somebody?
Yeah.
And things of that sort, So the therapy is what we try to normalize, because mental wellness, is really important.
Very.
Mental healers. That's my word.
That was your word. That was your word, Jen.
Yes. Mental illness is so important, and sometimes people don't think that it is. I feel like my pastor posted the other day, pray and talk to somebody, because I don't not praying. Praying is amazing.
Yeah.
But sometimes you want somebody to talk to, and God uses people. So you want to be able to talk to somebody to get that support you need, whether it's talking. Right. Sometimes it's some medical medications that help out, depending on what's going on. But it's not until you vocalize what's happening that we know what kind of Band-Aid you need. Right. Do you need a Band-Aid that's going to cover it all the way up? Do you need a gauze? Do you need someone that's going to wrap it and keep it together because you're really about to fall apart? Right. So being able to diagnose what's going on.
Yeah. And when you think about therapy, the idea of baggage is one of those things that keeps people from therapy, right? Because one of the messages or the ideas about therapy that's been passed down to us from our elders and from just the world about Black people in therapy is that we don't do it. Right. But we are starting to let go of that baggage in our community and in our world to say that, why is it that Black people can't do that? We need it. We need it just as well as anybody else does. So we're starting to get rid of that baggage, and it's allowing people to really be open to the idea of therapy and getting help and healing from some things that have really kept them stuck.
It's funny, how we met, I was working with some children. And the interesting part with the children is sometimes the different rules that are at our homes regarding our baggage. What happens here stays here. Until they're like, but no, that was wrong. They shouldn't have touched me like that. They shouldn't have did that. And things of that sort. You're like talking to the child of, but my mom did this, or my dad did this, or they said this, or they weren't there and things. Trying to get them to the place of, unfortunately, what if mom never, does say I'm sorry? How can we help you to be able to go forward? Because mom's going to do whatever she wants to do. Hopefully she come back around. But if she don't, how can I help you to keep going forward? And I used to always, I enjoyed using games sometimes because it was children and things. And I would say, yeah, you ever played this game before? They'd be like, no. Cool, let's play. Because it told them that they could learn something new. And then, of course, it's a little caveat to whatever it is. If you get a skip, you have to tell me this. If you get a blue, what's your favorite thing to do? Look at me rhyming. But, different things of that sort. And you do whatever tactics you can to get the person to open up, because And then that's another process too, because we say like the onion opens. We was like, oh wait, I didn't want you to talk about that yet. Wait, no, I don't want to talk about that. And it was funny because again, I go to my favorite show, A Different World. When Whitley Gilbert first went to therapy, her issue was the current thing that she wanted to talk about. And though the current can be talked about, sometimes it's something that's a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Then we went back to childhood. Well, because daddy, oh, ding, 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 ding. And that helps us to find out what the root of the issue is from today to help you to move forward. So sometimes we have to know what those roots are. You're looking at a plant, you got to know what kind of plant it is to know how to care for it. Right. Which means you got to look at that root. You got to go back to the beginning, the origin, to know what's going on.
Yeah. And we don't like to deal with that old stuff because we think we done packed it away and put it somewhere else and we don't have to deal with it anymore. But you're right. Our current issues or the things that we're talking about right now today usually come from something else. So we have to be able to open up to talk about those things that we experience to be able to understand how they show up in the things that we're doing today, the choices that we make, the behaviors that we put out there, the way that we talk to people, the way we interact with people.
Yes, absolutely. Married at First Sight is my example again. I'm not too keen at this couple. However, she was like, I don't like when people, talk to me condescending and things of that sort. So let's go back to what happened when somebody first did that. Yeah. Why did it make you feel that way? What were they saying? And sometimes you find out that what they said had some truth to it. You just didn't like how they said it, or that they said it, or that they put a light on something you thought was taken care of and put to the side.
Right. Yeah.
So, Tiff, you got a new line. Let's talk about it. It is bags, not baggage.
Yes.
I got me a fancy book bag too. It is very nice. I use it all the time.
Thank you.
Use it all the time. That tote looks like it's big enough. If I go on a plane, I can put a little extra in it.
Oh, you can. You definitely can. That's definitely your essential bag, for your essentials, the things that you need right now on the journey, right?
So let's talk about this. Why is it bags, not baggage?
So, first of all, this is the thing. Like we love bags, right? Like who don't like a good bag, right?
A good bag. It can hold your laptop in there. It's nice.
A good sturdy one, right? Yes. And a fly one at that. Like it gotta be a fly joint, right?
Yes.
But on the other side of that is think about the idea like we all want to get to the bag too, right? In terms of the money. We want to get to the bag. Who don't want to get to the bag, right?
Yes.
But the problem is that there are things that can get in the way of us getting to the bag if we don't deal with them, right? So we want the bag because the bag is essential.
Right.
But the baggage is too heavy. So we need to find a way to get to the bag, but let the baggage go, right? So bags, not baggage is really just like a tangible reminder to heal from the things that have kind of kept us stuck or have been in the way of us being able to get to the things that we want or the things that we deserve in our lives.
Because we get stuck sometimes. All of us do.
All the time.
It's not fun.
No, it's not fun.
And sometimes we are the reason that we are stuck. Like we chose that decision. We took that thing back that we should have let stay wherever it was.
Right.
We thought it was different, but all signs pointed saying that run.
Yeah.
No, but no, let me hold on to it. It's so nice. It's so fuzzy. Make me think of like the Teletubbies. Was it the Teletubbies where they was supposed to be around something? If not, we go to the Wiz with the Poppy. What's something? Yes. We go to the Wiz.
No, I know the Wiz. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, no, stay away from it. It was like, oh, but it's so good. Things that sort, it feels good in a moment, but there's after effects to that and things that sort. So really just being careful of what things we try to get ourselves tangled up in.
Yeah. Right.
We're human. We all get ourselves tangled up in something. Yeah. Pray for me as I pray for you.
Right. Right.
Donnie said it good. We fall down when we get up, because we do mess up sometimes. But the hope is that we figure out what is the bags that we need versus the baggage that's holding us back. Because even when we think of baggage, it's still not something we want to carry around all the time. And In your book bag, when you think of your work bag,
Yeah.
you try to put the most important things in there. Because there's too many things going on in the world.
Right.
I don't need to take none extras. Give me this laptop that I need for work, the work phone, my wallet. That's probably about all you need. Okay. Maybe a couple other things, but you're not trying to overwhelm your bag. Pack your lunch. I work downtown. I need to pack my lunch.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to take my money. But you pack those things that you need.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna be taking jeans. What? I don't need another pair of jeans when I'm going to work. One day I don't even let us do that in the building that we in, you know? So again, taking the things that you do need and then dealing with the other pieces that you're trying to, you know, clean out and get rid of and all that fun jazz.
Right. Yeah, that's important what you just said, because I was really just thinking too. And then every time you take the bag back out, reassessing what is the necessities that you need to take with you. Do I still need this thing that's in this bag, or can I take that out? Can I let go of that? Can I heal from that? Can I move on from that?
Yes.
Or does it need to stay in the bag?
That's good. I like when I go to the office, I don't have to like take a charger from my laptop because I connect to my bigger screen and the cord gives me power. Yeah. I don't need to carry that charger around.
Right.
It's small.
That thing is heavy.
It's small, but it gets heavy. And sometimes we think that, oh, this is nothing. I can carry it. I'm going to carry this water all day. I'm going to carry this water all day. After a while, it was like, I need to put this down. I don't want to keep carrying it. Why? Right. Because though it was small, it can become big. So knowing when to put something down, when to pick it up, when to let it go.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a process. We're working it out. We try to figure it out. Yeah. All of us are.
All the time.
Any any comments or feedback from our friends that are tuning in as I ask Miss Tiff to wrap us up a little bit with what she wants us to walk away with, please be sure to drop your comments. Y'all be giving me questions sometimes. I guess we be doing all right, huh? You know, it is open for you too. If you have a question, if you have a comment, let us know in the comments. But Tiff, what's something you want us to walk away with on tonight?
I think I want people to walk away with the idea that baggage doesn't always have to be bad, right? That the idea of baggage and the way that we normally use the word says that it's too heavy, right? But sometimes the baggage can be things that we learn from and grow from. And so it's not necessarily bad, but we don't need it anymore in that capacity. Right? So thinking about how you are categorizing or understanding the baggage that you are carrying with you and learning when to let it go or when to put it in a different place or when to reassess how it fits in your life.
Reassess. Friends, we are still in January. A couple more hours till February hits. I want you to really review and reassess the different things that you started this year out with. You know, people start out with, what's it called? You start
resolutions.
Yes, I knew it was off. You start the year off with resolutions. Reassess. Is that resolution still working for you? Have you really been going to walk? Have you really been eating better? Have you really been saving money? Have you really been doing the things you want to do to be able to get things that you said you want to get? Right. Whatever it is. If the answer is no, let's reassess. What bags are you carrying that you don't need to carry? Is it something that you really need to be working on? Is it something that really needs to come right now? Or is it something else? Is it the long-term goal you're working on when you've really got some small goals you could work on to get to that big goal? Let's really reassess. We have 11 more months ahead of us. Start tomorrow. I challenge you to reassess so that you can have bags and not baggage, so that you can continue to survive life daily, because life brings us something new every day. I don't want us to become overwhelmed. It can be overwhelming, this thing called life, but you can survive. All month long, we've talked to some amazing people that share with us how they are surviving. We are surviving, but guess what? I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I want you to be able to thrive in your survival. So reassess. What's in your bags that don't need to be in there? Reassess your pocketbooks. You know, one of the book bags that I went to pick up today, I was like, oh, is mints in here? I don't know they've been in there. Let's just throw them away. You know, it's an ink pen. Okay, you need an ink pen. You never know when you're going to need it. And it was like a couple of other odds and ends and things of that sort. Some stuff that I really wouldn't need for the trip that I was going on. Yeah. It's okay to take those things out. Yeah. Then reassess if you still need them.
Right.
Can it go in the trash? Can it go to Goodwill? Can it go to somebody else that could, benefit from it a little bit better? It's the beginning of the year. The year's not over. Whatever it is that you're hoping to do, you can do it. Why? Because we're trying to survive and thrive with bags, not baggage. Let's have tea. Let's remember to have hope and humor. I'll never forget how he said humor pacifies, but hope is the drive that keeps us going. And then we want to be able to know that we were broken to be a blessing. Because tonight we got bags, not baggage. Yes, it wore me down then, but it's on the shelf now because I'm like, yeah, I made it through that. I don't need that no more. And it's a reminder to let me know I can keep going forward. Please be sure to support my friend, Therapist Tiff. She has this amazing line, bags, not baggage. Again, I love my book bag. It is really nice. You can go to therapisttiffllc.com if you're interested in having a session, if you're interested in getting a bag, a book bag. She got some mugs and t-shirts over there too. Please, please, please be sure to support this great cause. And all month long, I've been promoting what our guests do. Why? Because we want to be able to promote our friends over here at Jen Cares as well. They're doing some amazing things. So be sure to support. I appreciate it so very much. Anything else, Tiff?
I think that's it. It was a great time. I always enjoy my time with you, and I'm really excited to have this opportunity.
Yes, thanks, Tiff, my friend. I love her. Until next time, I'm going to check in because we got to hang out.
Yes. Yes.
For real. For real.
For real.
Not when the snow is out. I don't like the snow, but I mean, we'll figure it out. I'm not gonna let my baggage, be an issue to you though, because my baggage ain't issues with snow,
Spring is coming. We'll be ready.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tiff. Until next time.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Yes. Oh, that was amazing. My friend Therapist Tiff helped us to close out Surviving Life, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Friends, don't forget our quote of the day. Baggage could be a tricky thing. It could be carried over, gifted, or inherited. How is your baggage? Is it carried over, gifted, or inherited? Reassess what baggage you need to keep on carrying. Because after a while, those bags could get heavy. And I don't want you to have to go through that. But guess what? You got a friend in me. So give me a call if you need some support. Be sure to join us next month. Check out what we got coming to you.
Well, hey there. New month, new series. And Jen Cares invites you to tune in for the February series, Love, Me, Myself, and I. Beginning on Monday, February 7th, we will have Colleen Parker of Cut by K Fitness for our Working Out episode. Then join us on Monday, February 14th, as we're digging into the collection to bring you a flashback episode. Be sure to tune in on Monday, February 21st, as we will have Save the Tatas with Nurse Amira Clemens. We will close out on Monday, February 28th, with Lisa Douglas Doe of the Crown Adjustment for our Self-Care, Self-Love episode. Tune in on Facebook Live or on YouTube by searching Chosen Counselors on Mondays at 8 p.m. As with every month, sounds like a good one, right? Well, be sure to mark your calendar and tell a friend, as this Jen Care series is brought to you by Chosen Counselors.
Hey, now friends, I can't tell you to get rid of baggage and not help you get through it. If your goal is working out, guess what? We're going to talk about it. Save the tatas. Why? Because we want to make sure that we okay. We're going to the doctor when we should. And self-care, self-love. Why? Because I love you and I want you to love you too. So be sure to join us next week as we kick off our February series, Love, Me, Myself, and I. That is all I have for you tonight. I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this month was amazing. And I hope that it was something good that you got from it. Please, please, please send me any ideas if it's something you want us to talk about. If you want to be a guest, let me know. I'm always open to having somebody new. Always open to sharing something new, because why? We specialize in bringing the community to you. I love you all. And until next time, love you.
Friends, we thank you for joining Jen Cares this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Unable to watch us live? Be sure to find us on your favorite podcast platform. You can also visit our website, chosencounselors.com. That's chosen with a Z, so that you can stay in the know and, most of all, never miss a show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you sharing it with a friend. Most of all, be sure to tune in for our next episode next Monday at 8 p.m. right here as we specialize in bringing the community to you.